Yes, I know I should have put my motorbike gloves on doing this, but taking it easy. Oh, it's going to cool off before I get to the end, bugger. Yeah, Bobby, what a pong there. Sorry to disturb your dinner with a melting plastic smell. That's going to drop down, hope it doesn't crack anything. Just a little bit more. It's dropped down anyway. Is that stuff poisonous? Melting plastic. Well, I'm going in the backyard now to get some fresh air. Yes, excuse the mess, I've just been shopping. I mentioned before, you get 50 quid out and it doesn't go anywhere, does it? I had 15 in my wallet. Vitamins from Aldi. For the good thick rolls to mop oil up, because I've got some oil, but not from Aldi. Biscuits. Lotus biscuits, which I've just had. Some bar rolls for work, because ask for a bar roll at work and they'll look at you as though you're mad. Boom. Never mind, I'll get some from the pound shop. Wet wipes for work. We use these scanners, and you should see the colour of the keys. Ooh. So I wipe them down with antibacterial wet wipes. Shake and vac. Evaporated milk, which I like in my coffee. Macaroni pudding. I'll either take it to work or I might have some later. The reason I'm doing this video, I thought I'd show you what I've just got. More expensive than I remember. Hepcat Harley said, because I was looking for something for my chain that'll last all winter, them sprays, I suppose are alright, and I just paid £9, yeah, £8.99 the other day, didn't I, in the other video. And I remember this from the car shop, so I'd just been in, I said, do you still have that? I used to have a little winding apparatus with this stuff in. He said, feel the difference. So you wound it, and then you'd put a drop of this in, and because it's super lube stuff, it made it a lot easier to turn in. It said that sticks to your engine internals, and I used it, and the chap at Dixon's bike shop, I was telling him, are you trying to burn your clutch out? I said, what? He said, it's a bike engine, totally different than car engines. Car engines need that lube because they're a dry sump, but a bike's a wet sump, and all that stuff will be splashing about. Getting on your clutch, it'll burn it out, it's too slippy. So I stopped using it, and they still sell it, and it's really good gooey stuff. Well, I'll demonstrate in the backyard. Don't be sick, Blackie, you just said you got dreamies for the cats. I've been to 3 different shops, and the point I was making is your £50 has gone, and so's the other 15. Yeah, I got this because I shouldn't do really, I'm too soft. But remember I said that stray cat, Scruffy, a big ginger Tom with matted fur, was here last winter. He'd been coming here for a couple of years. And because I love cats, I couldn't be cruel to it and hurt it. But it disappeared in summer. I've got a little thing at the back door, and when he went out I covered it up with the bin. And he didn't come back all summer. Well, now it's getting to autumn, he's come back. I know, and I saw this at the shop for £5 in blue. What I've got an old fleece I messed up. I shouldn't be using fleeces for moggies. I got it from Blackpool, it's only cheap. But I messed it up, I got some glue on it. And because Despite it being warm, and we probably can't see anything. Yeah, I don't know. I've no other old clothes, I don't think. Right, Blackie. I know it's a bit too luxurious for cats, isn't it? But like I said, I don't wear it. I wear woolly jumpers in winter on my back. Fleece is it's a hoodie as well, so it's tended to press into my neck. Not very high, you're gonna have to crawl in. He's a big old tomcat. Like I said, I shouldn't encourage him, but what can I do? Made it where it's belted on the back of the head with a shovel. Right, I'll just show you this. Pooh, bloody hell. Been in your litter trays. Is that the thank you I get for feeding them? I asked at the car shop about gear oil, and of course, because it's for bike shaft drive, I never heard of it. He said differential is, oh, I said, yeah, I understand differentials will be different. It's all locked up, I won't be able to budge it, man. That box is meant to be going where it won't interfere with the bike's position. There, I might move that chair. I don't know. That chair had a plant pot on in the summer. Do we again shut to that? Keys. Yes, I'm not lisping, it's because I've had a brew in my mouth watering now because I've not finished it. Right. Yeah. Right, so that didn't help much. That's still on fine, good idea that, you know what I think. That's the anti-grip rubber mat, and I've taped it to my seat and it's very, very comfy. And it's stayed put with some wide insulation tape. I should have done all this earlier, shouldn't I, like blue pizza, but I didn't. So I've been out shopping, like I said. Usual Saturday routine. What I thought I'd do, I'd dollop this on. And if it doesn't dribble off, go for a test ride and see how smooth it is. One of my viewers was saying he's used the gear oil. And it's marvellous, lovely and smooth and no clicking noises you might get from thin oil. Right, centre stand. Neutral. No. Right, I don't know if you can see or not. Is it bright enough? I won't even tell you how much this was. It was under £20, put it that way. But like I said, it's meant to stop on. You see how stringy and gooey it is. Hang on, what's that? Yes. It's meant to stop on rather than fling off. It's not even for a change, like I said, it's for engines, but I remembered how gooey it was. So if it does remain put, this big bottle should last all winter. And underside as well. Actually, should do the underside more than the top side. When you're oiling your chain, do you remember to do both? Because you can, maybe that's what the hole is designed for. They normally use a hole so you can squirt the other side as well. Well, a bit more. Anyway, I'll give it a test ride and see if it's any smoother. Maybe it might be a bit of a false economy because, yes, that isn't muck off. Your muck off got used up, like I said. If you buy that for £12 and it runs out after about 5 bite washes or so, it gets expensive, doesn't it? So that's what I mean. Something that lasts a long time, over a long time, will be more economically viable. That's from the cheapo shop. And that's what I got last year. It's that leaves, can you see that? That leaves a sticky gunk. It says rust proof, but in fact it leaves like a yellow waxy stuff. Which doesn't exactly set, but it does go very gooey. Shouldn't really do it on top of the other stuff. Can you see it yellow? I say it's from the pound shop, but it wasn't a pound, I think it was £2.50. So I could buy 7 of them for the cost of that. Should I tell you, £18 something. I know, another bit of extravagance, but you have to sort of find out which is best, don't you? Anyway, like I said, I'll go for a test ride now. Another little disappointment I had this morning, I should have realised really. Excuse the mess. Just, that's an old Victorian towel from the fireplace at my mum's house. Like I said, excuse the mess, I'll be tidying up later. Yeah, that slow boat from China finally delivered a twin microphone. And it looks pretty good quality. Little foam thingies. I mean, all is not lost, I can use the foam. Can you see? Little foam windshield, which I was needing for my other microphone that came with the camera. But, can you see the little sections? There's 3. And I thought, oh, my standard stereo microphone, left and right channel, is 2. And the only time I've seen 3 is with a video. Now my old camcorder has video, then left and right stereo. And it said for use with a smartphone, iPhone and iPad. So they must use a different circuit for the microphone. And it doesn't bloody work, does it? I've tested it, spoken to both. Nothing, all there is a hiss. and it was only £4.15 including post, so I've not lost a lot of money. I sent him a message. I said, is it strictly just for the smartphone iPad use, because it doesn't work on my action cam, and I sent a photo. So I'll see if they reply, and I'll say I won't be leaving negative feedback, it's my fault, I should have realised. But someone else sent me a link for a proper, it actually says in the description on Amazon, it's not a headphone splitter, it's intended to have two microphones into one. It's designed for the job, so I sent for that. That was £5 plus post. And like I said, the intention is to have one microphone picking my vocals up as normal. And have you noticed a lot of vlogs, apart from RJ in London, don't pick the bloody engine up? We want to hear a nice throbbing engine, don't we? Especially if you have an interesting bike. And then even if it does overwhelm the vocals, so what? Just shout. Or could fit an inline volume control on one of the leads, couldn't you? I think. Splitter. Yeah, that's the microphone going in, and the reason it's on a join is because the standard input's 2.5mm, and that's a 2.5 to 3.5mm adapter. So when the twin one comes, yeah, the twin will be plugging into there and two inputs dangling here. That microphone will be going in here, and I'll fit an inline volume controller between the other join to the other mic, which will be going down either the front where the header pipes are, or the rear, that might be best, where my burbling exhaust note emits from, with those new slash cuts, which do make it slightly louder. So, another wait to see if they arrive. Right, like I said, I've done that catbox. So I'll now go for a little test ride, see if the chain feels any smoother. If it hasn't worked, doesn't matter. Put it down to experience. I know I should be saving my money, it seems a false economy. So this weekend I'm meant to be putting loads of stuff on eBay. Even my Titanic model. Should I show you that? Might as well to end it on. Yeah, I paid £75 for it in 2012 when it was the 100th anniversary of the Titanic maiden voyage and sinking. Because I'm a big Titanic fan. Yes, excuse the mess here, I've just changed the bed. I dug the box out, I better not get any oil on it. RMS Titanic, not HMS. RMS was Royal Mail ship. And it's a deluxe version because it's Taiwanese, and Taiwan stuff is always better than Chinese. You have really good quality control. That's all the bits. The reason I didn't make it was the instructions were all in Taiwanese. You think there'd be an English translation. Well, I've not had it out of box for years, so I forgot. I just think I didn't have the patience to even attempt it. I could sort of bodge it, but not a good idea. Yeah, because it's a deluxe version, that's the normal deck, but it comes with, oops, yeah, everything's slipping down. Is that it? I mean, the standard plastic deck isn't so bad, but here we are. It's a very thin actual wood veneer, which goes on the top of all the other bits to make a proper wood deck, and there's even little brass railings to replace. So the standard stuff's included, like white plastic, but you also get the deluxe fittings to replace them. I thought that was a bit crap, having gold-plated propellers. They're going to look a bit silly because they were bronze, weren't they? Not shiny. So like I said, inside there's some little railings and things. Even the little cranes are metal, you have to fold them over to make little cranes. So like I said, I paid $75. That was before I got this crap job. I'll put it back later. So I think I'll put it on eBay. Well, the best thing to do is have a search on eBay, see if there's some more for sale, mints out of the box, and monitor the prices, and if so, I have to adjust my asking price accordingly. I'm also going to put a few of these Beatle books on. Never read them these days. A few are signed by the authors. Lost interest. I mean, it's that other weird part of fandom, isn't it? I mean, you can be a fan and listen to the music and enjoy the music, and then there's that silly collector's bug where you end up buying loads and loads of non-essential things like books that tell the same old story, and little silly ornaments and things. I mean, I've sort of grown out of that now. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll now go on a test ride. Bye for now.